This is a collaboration of 13 people, including myself, created by Amateur Fitness by Spyder, and every Sunday we bring you a new topic concerning weight loss journey. And so yeah, below I will link their channels. I hope and encourage you to check them out. They have great information that I'm sure will motivate you, inspire you, and impact you in some positive form. And this is episode 4, and the topic that I chose today is food. And food, like every other topic that we have been discussing, does have its meaning and does have its definition. And food is actually any nutritious substance that people eat in order to maintain life and growth. It should consist of protein, carbohydrates, and fat used in the body of an organism to sustain growth, repair it, and furnish energy. When we think of food, we think of everything, healthy, unhealthy, junk food, chips, sweets, meat, vegetables, fruit. And we encounter food everywhere we go, every day of our lives. Food is just an essential part of our life. But the problem isn't food. The problem is how we approach food, how we see food, and how it helps us in our personal life, especially when we're on a weight loss journey. And so we have in us the choice to make right ones or to make wrong choices. And it doesn't matter where we go, guys, whether it be in our home, we're going to encounter food, in school, at our workplace, at a restaurant, even we're out traveling, at the hotels, we have to come across food because it's just a part of our daily life. But again, it's the way we approach it. For example, this morning, I had to stop by fast food to get my son something to eat for breakfast. And while we can say, well, that's not the healthiest, it's a fast food place. Well, I was able to grab myself oatmeal and an orange juice. And I think that's a perfectly well and healthy choice to go about. There's many places that do offer the option of eating healthy, and again, it's just our choice. We make the choice to either have that healthy meal or go for an unhealthy meal, and later on, our bodies are probably just gonna react to it, especially when you've been on a weight loss journey, eating consistently healthy and clean, and then you eat something that's unhealthy. Well, our bodies react right away to it. I don't know if any of you guys have encountered that experience, but I know I have. So the reason I chose food was because I had a very serious experience with my health and food. The whole month of September, I'm guilty of not having to have eaten the healthiest or the cleanest. I've really been on a busy schedule, running around, and so for me the easiest thing is just to go about and grab, something fast like pizza or fast food restaurants for my children, because by the time I get home, my schedule is just very hectic. That for me is the easiest thing to do. And even though I was eating these unhealthy foods, I was eating them in moderation. I was, instead of having 4 or 5 slices of pizza, sometimes I would just have 2. And instead of having, medium or super size fries. I'd have small ones. And again, I was trying to make the healthiest choice in my food. But I was noticing that my health was again giving me problems. I have osteoarthritis on my hip, and so as many of you guys know, I am needing 2 full hip replacements, and I'm trying by all means to avoid that surgery because it's a long process to recover, and at this point I just can't afford to have to go through that time to recover and whatnot. So I'm finding ways to make myself better on my own with the help of medication. But even at that, I'm trying to avoid medication because the medication, like I have mentioned before, that I personally take, it's very strong, and I just hate it. It makes me feel horrible. So while I was noticing that my condition was getting worse, I didn't know. I wasn't sure why all of a sudden, I was back in pain and limping and very uncomfortable situation. And so with support of some people in my life, and suggesting that I do a little bit more research as far as surgery and as far as taking care of myself, I did. So I started researching on ways to make myself better with natural remedies at home, and the foods that I'm supposed to be eating. And sometimes, guys, let me just tell you this. We eat food and we think, okay, it's just food. What bad does it do? But if you have a certain condition, if you have a certain health problem, like me, for example, arthritis on my hip, there are certain foods I am not supposed to eat. There are certain foods that I'm supposed to stay away from, because if I do have these foods will trigger inflammation on my joints. They will trigger pain. And so that explains why my condition was getting worse again. So I researched what were the foods that I was not supposed to eat. And I was very surprised to find out that what I was eating is what I shouldn't have been eating. So there was the answer to why my condition was getting worse. So in a matter of days, I started changing my food intake, what I was eating. I started changing it slowly, and I'm not kidding you guys, like within 2 days of changing what I was eating, I was like back to feeling way better. I woke up on a Wednesday limping. I could barely get out of bed. That's how bad my pain was. That's how bad my condition was. And it felt really terrible, guys. And so after researching and writing down everything that I was supposed to eat and whatnot, and the exercise I could go about, I started that same day. I got some of the things that I could eat, some of the foods that I could eat, and started doing some exercises. And by the next day, I went out to the field to run my mile. And it's like, I told my mind, we're going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to let pain defeat me. I'm not going to let pain keep me from doing what I was already doing, running, working out, and exercising. And I was able to complete my mile, guys. And then the next day, and then this weekend, I actually went up to the canyon and I did 5 miles. And all it took was for me to change my food intake. All it took was for me to change what I was eating, what I was feeding my body, to make myself better. And so really, food can be good for us, but food can be our enemy also. And so a lot of the foods that I have to stay away from include gluten-free foods. I can't, or I shouldn't have white carbohydrates. I mean, I can, but the result of me doing that is going to cause inflammation on my joints. Fast food, fried food, blackened, grilled food, like chicken or steak or anything that I grill. If it's really blackened grilled, that's a no-no for me, because it's going to trigger inflammation and pain on my joints. Dairy food, potatoes. I love French fries, guys. I so love French fries. But I just have to tell myself, if it's going to make you worse, if it's going to cause you pain, you have to listen. You have to stop eating them. So I kind of tested myself the other time. I went with my daughter to Chick-fil-A to go eat, and I was actually very surprised that they had on the menu gluten-free bread. They had a grilled sandwich with gluten-free bread, which was perfect. It was perfect because it was something I could eat. I can have chicken, which was grilled chicken, and so that gluten-free bread, when I saw that, I was so happy, because wow, I don't just have to stick to salad. And instead of having French or the waffle fries on the side, I substituted for a noodle chicken soup. And so, yeah, like I said, guys, there's ways to go about it. Most of these fast food places have options, healthy options, but at the end, it's our choice. We decide what we're going to feed our body, and if it's healthy or unhealthy, at the end, it's your choice and it's my choice. But if you have a certain health condition, I would really, really suggest that you research whatever condition it is. Research what foods you can have, what foods you should avoid, and you'd be surprised what a difference it'll make in your pain and improve your condition. And so I hope this video has been helpful to you. I know researching certainly has been very, very helpful for me, and I thank you guys for stopping by, for tuning in. Like I said, please check out the rest of the Fire Squad. They also have great topics, great tips and suggestions. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to their channels. Like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs up down if you don't like it. It's okay. It's okay. No offense taken. Hit that little bell for further notifications whenever I upload videos. And yeah, guys, stay healthy, stay focused, make healthy decisions, keep going on your weight loss journey, because I believe in you guys and I know we got this. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon on the next episode.